My son, Michael Jr., at that time, he was young. He was, I think, 3 or 4 or 5 years old, something like that. Well, he used to come to visit me, and Lyle would get a lot of visits. So, you know, when we were in the visiting room together, which was behind the glass, my wife and my kids would say hello to Lyle, and he would say hello back, and so on and so forth. So one day, my wife, and it was very, like I said, very high-profile case. My wife was in the store with my son Michael, and there's Lyle and Eric on the cover of a magazine, and there's a lot of people around, and my son picks up the magazine, Michael Jr., and he says, "Oh, look, Mommy, there's our friend, Lyle and Eric." And everybody in the place is looking at her. She was like embarrassed. She threw the magazine back down, grabbed him, and walked out. You know, the innocence of kids. But anyway, we used to get quite a bit of visits together. And so after they separated them, I'll tell you what happened. When they used to take us to a visit, you know, because we were in lockdown, they would shackle us, you know, handcuffs and shackles. And the correctional officer would accompany us through the jail and into the visiting room. And when you went through on that journey, you had to go through the prison hospital, or the jail hospital, I should say. And man, what a mess. I'm telling you, that place was really Animal House. You see guys with their eye hanging out, who got beat up, their head bandaged up. It was a mess. But they all knew who Lyle and Eric were because of the publicity that they had. And you know, some things that you don't do in prison that people frown upon, you know, pedophiles are very, very much frowned upon in there. If you did anything to a child, you're frowned upon in there. You killed your parents, you're frowned upon in there. So as we used to walk into the visiting area, the people that saw Lyle and Eric used to tell them, when you get to prison, we're going to kill you, we're going to blow your brains out, we're going to shank you, used to hear all of this stuff. And they were nervous,